And moving on, as China faces the heat of US President Donald Trump's trade tariffs, Beijing is claiming that it's building bridges with its Asian rival India. In the latest, Beijing said it has issued over 85,000 visas to Indian citizens in just over 3 months this year. Now, Beijing's ambassador in New Delhi, while referring to Indian citizens as friends, pitched China as, quote-unquote, an open, safe, vibrant, sincere and friendly nation. The Chinese ambassador invited more Indian citizens to visit their neighboring country. To facilitate this surge, China has relaxed multiple visa rules. Indian visa applicants can simply walk into their nearest Chinese consulates on working days. Short-term travelers no longer need to verify their biometrics. Visa applications to China are also lighter on the Indian wallet with a reduced fee. At the same time, visa approval times have been streamlined for faster processing. China's shifting trajectory toward India ties comes at a time when the global trade dynamics are under strain, especially the ones between China and the United States. Since returning to office, US President Donald Trump has doubled down on his tough stance against Beijing. The US tariffs against Chinese imports are as high as 245%, depending on the type of product being imported. In response, Beijing has imposed 125% levies on American imports. Challenged by Trump's unprecedented tariffs, Beijing is now framing India-China trade relations as the one which will benefit both the countries. Despite lingering border tensions, Beijing further goes on to add that India and China, the two largest developing countries, should stand together to overcome the difficulties. The Chinese overture for better economic ties with India comes as the US companies expand their push to move their manufacturing bases out of China to escape Trump's unprecedented tariffs. With India emerging as major manufacturing base for American companies, China is now seeking economic normalization with the biggest manufacturing rival in its neighborhood. Meanwhile, India maintains that potentially normal bilateral ties with China depend on the stability along the line of actual control. On that front, in October of 2024, India and China announced the disengagement along key friction points in eastern Ladakh. Following the restoration of status quo along the line of actual control, India has also shown a willingness to rebuild its relationship with China.
What we are trying step by step is to see if we can rebuild, undo some of the damage which happened as a result of their actions in 2020, and we can rebuild the relationship. And we genuinely, sincerely think that this is in our mutual interest. That if one looks at that 2020 to 25, I think it was a period which did not serve them well, and it did not serve us well.
China pushing for closer ties with India seems timed to challenges that it may face due to US tariffs. So is this a Trump-induced temporary truce pitch by Beijing?
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
No, I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.